Hello and welcome to Farming Simulator 2019 with me, Kevin Sawyer. Hope you guys and girls are well and enjoying your day, whatever you're up to. Right, as you can see, we are now mid-spring. This is year 2. It's been a long winter, that's why I'm going to name it Long Winter. It's been a long winter as an episode, because it has. It's only literally just last day or two just got warm enough to start planting. I planted this like yesterday, and I've planted a couple of other fields. What fields have I done? I'll show you guys. I sold field 10 back to another farmer. I thought let him deal with it, let him, just because it's a bit of a hassle being so close to the water and I'm being on a hill. It was just a nightmare to deal with, so I decided to sold that back. As you guys will have seen when we go back, I have adjusted the money down to 100,000. I don't think it's going to last very long, but never mind. As you can see, I've planted wheat here. What have I planted here? Was it wheat? Or barley? I can't remember. I think it's barley. Let's have a look. I'm going the wrong way. Yeah, barley. Yeah, so I planted barley here. There was originally potato here. I'm never going to do potatoes or sugar beet unless I really have to again. It's just a pain. I'm not bothering to use herbicide on this bit of grass here. I'm just going to let it grow all natural with weeds and everything else. Only because the local school has asked me to sort of like have I got a spare bit of land, which they want to study the insects and everything. So I thought if I let it grow all natural, it's all going to grow all naturally. I may even buy a small bee's nest or bee's hive to go in here. I'm going to run that idea by the teachers first and see what they say. Sheeps are all doing well. The cows are all doing well. Weirdly enough, the snow that was in the trailer that was over here, it was gone. Literally, I just checked it. I don't know when it actually went. I think it was like yesterday or day before, once the weather got to sort of like once it got to sort of like just over 10 degrees, all the snow melted actually in the trailer. It's still in the stores down here. I've still got snow down here. That hasn't affected that at all. So I walked straight into I was going to try to jump over it. This is the trailer it was in. It was this one here. That went. So I'm just I've just literally just come down here and put some fertiliser in here. That's all I've done. Now, Courseplay has been a bit of a douche recently. I updated it recently. I've just updated again just before recording. I'm going to hope this solves a lot of the issues with reference to this, because it's not collecting seed or manure from here. For the time being, temporarily, I've put this down because it works fine with this. Again, I've updated my mod folder to replicate that. It's just a temporary thing. I don't know if I'm going to be keeping it or not. I really don't want it over here in potential with sheep, but I don't see a problem with it. In real life they wouldn't have that happening, but anyway, I digress. Right, so I planted this one. Field 1 and field 2 are gonna be for corn and sunflowers. Field 3, as you can see, is wheat. This is all still grass. This is canola. Field 9, 19, I should say, is, what did I plant on field 19, or is it still just It's still just harvested, I think. Memory serves me right. I'll jump in the tractor. Over here. Did I actually put anything down here? No, it's still waiting. Now, this was originally oat. What do I want to put in here? I was thinking sunflowers, not sunflowers, sorry, soya beans, but it's still a bit too cold for soya beans. If I go over to the seasons, as you can see, soya beans ideally need to be put in when it's about 10 degrees. Mind you, I've missed a few bits here. It's missed a few bits. Oh well. It's only oats down here. Last year I did actually plant them when it was sort of like 8-9 degrees, so I may get away with it. I might risk it for a chocolate biscuit. Let's look at the weather for the next couple of days, because although it's cold, I don't think it's going to get to a point where... So right, some soybeans should be planted late spring, really. Same with corn. We're a bit too early for it to be planted, so we can't really plant now anyway. Canola I can. So I might have to wait on that one. Potatoes and sugar beets can just do one. I'm not even gonna bother doing that stuff. I might just put some more canola here then, just to double this up with canola. What I'm going to do is going to run an experiment and see whether this update in course play has worked. I doubt it. I doubt it very much. Let's do a course recording on this. I've already done one. Seed plus fertilizer. What field are we on? 16. I don't see one. I need to do some organising off screen as well. I've turned off crops destruction just for the time being while we're doing all this. I know again it's not immersive, but just makes my life a little bit easier. I've had it on for the last couple of days, but I noticed with course play it was just been a pain because it stopped in the middle of fields and caused problems that way, so I just turned it off until the planting's done. Other things I've done on a farm, I'll show you. I've swapped, you know that old pivot steer I said I wasn't getting along with, I didn't like it. I've swapped it out. I've swapped it out for something a bit newer. As you guys and girls know, I do love the older school tractors, but there was just nothing I could find that was a similar power rating that I liked. So I swapped it for, what have I swapped it for? Voltra, for now. Fix my wheel again because, well, I say fix my wheel, but I fixed the settings again because the settings had forgotten what I'd set them to for the dead zone on the wheel, and it was just, I noticed it in the last recording, it was just being a right pain. It was just, it felt like I was driving a boat. I'd turn a quarter turn, nothing would happen. I see Oxygen David's maps are on the horizon. Is it Shamrock and another one? I'm going to probably have a look at them. Possibly may do Let's Plays on them. All depends on time aspects and everything else. For you guys that follow my American truck, I've come in the wrong way, haven't I? Yeah, I have. That doesn't matter. I'm going to do this anyway. What I can do. drive along here. I know it seems a bit silly driving back and back on myself, but I just want to test, see if this works. Because the little tipper's open, like it's detected the trigger, but it just doesn't fill. And I don't know if it's just a case of this, because it used to work. It was a bit hit and miss with the seed side of things, but it did used to work with the manure side of it, because I had it working on lead foot. But when I updated it, it didn't want to work, so I've just updated it again, see if that will sort out some of the issues. Right, I'm going to make sure I'm under the silo. That might not be good enough, so I'm going to just pause that and then go back a bit. Got to really line myself up with the course that I was on, roughly. So roughly about there. That should do it. I really want to get that nicely lined up so there's no element of doubt for this thing working. I've tried a number of factors for things to do. I've tried putting a load weight point there. I've tried, you know, numerous things. It just doesn't work. Right, I'm going to jump back in cab. Drive back up here. Again, jump back out of cab. Sorry guys, in and out of the cab like nobody's business. I want to get this nicely lined up. Just in case none of that works. And it doesn't matter too much because I'll still produce the seed anyway. So when we're playing multiplayer, it just makes working the farm a bit cheaper. Now, do I go? I'm gonna go. Well, actually, I'm gonna go this way because I'm not gonna have any of the other tractors working. My one way in, one way out system works, but it's a bit of a pain at the same time. Just makes life a bit long-winded. I just have to bear in mind that when seed and fertilising, I'm going to have to sort of like wait until one of the tractors is done or something along those lines to avoid collisions. So I could always re-record the courses. If this does work, then I'll just re-record the courses so it's the proper orientation, so it's one way in, one way out. But for the moment, this is just going to be see if this works. Because in real life, obviously, tractors would sort of like stop and try and pull over to the side of the lane, even if it was a narrow lane, or they'd see something coming and try and pull in over if they could. There'd be means and ways they could get round each other. If it was one of those really horribly narrow lanes, that they'd do is they'd probably set up a set of walkie-talkies or phone each other and just go, look, you know, are you coming up this way? Because I'm going to just go down that road. And if they go, well, no, not nowhere near that road at the moment, then they can just proceed down it. Right. That's if there's quite a few people working on the same farm or whatever. Be difficult if there's a neighbouring farmer sharing the same path, but I'm sure they'd work out something, or the same little narrow road. So I'm going to pause it here, and so this field 16, save as seed plus F16. Right. So I'm going to turn this to canola. The only reason I'm using this little one, I know it's a bit of an extra hassle because you do have to cultivate land beforehand. The other one, the bigger drill, doesn't need that. It self drills. You don't need to cultivate the ground. But I figured this one's quite small and it's easier and more manoeuvrable, especially around on smaller fields like this. Right, so course generation, field 16. I'm gonna say 3. I'm gonna make it 4 headlands just to be safe. I know you probably can get away with having 3, but 4's probably set better than 3. I think this is my personal opinion. First waypoint. Then if I load in that one I've just made. 2 combined courses. Drive. We'll see how that works out. We'll check on the cows and that as we're waiting. They could do with a bit more water and straw and TMR. Again, guys, I know some of this is a bit rinse and repeat, but there's not a, like I say, I can't exactly. Oh, here we go. There's the Vultra. I've used it, got it dirty and used it already, so it's already earning its money, or earning its keep. All the tractors now are looking a bit worn, which is good. This is all. I just wish if anyone sees a mod where you don't necessarily have to have seasons for the so you can just repair it without repainting it. If anyone finds a mod that works like that, let me know. Or if any modders out there thinking about making a mod like that, let me know. Just because, obviously, I like seasons. Don't get me wrong. It's just on stuff like games where I don't really want to be slowed down by seasons and I just want to crack on. Then that'd be a factor. That'd be sort of like a way of playing the game a bit easier and better. I'm surprised no one's come out with a script like that yet, as to be honest, or delved into seasons to see how that part of the script works. I've also had another problem with reference to the wall point. It keeps on coming up with wall point full when I know it isn't. Make sure that tractor is. Using fertilizer. Yeah, it is. Using both seed and fertilizer. Right. I might as well... something else which I purchased from a neighbouring farmer is this bad boy here. It's just got a hook on it. It just makes life a bit, again, easier for the farm. It's not exactly brand new. It's got over 2,000 hours on the clock. The previous farmer used it as a manure spreader as well, which could potentially be used for that as well. I do have a spread. What I typically just use is just the trailer and use the tractors to get about. But I bought a couple of weights as well, just to make, again, just for extra implements. What else have I invested in? Some cultivators. Again, just a couple of cultivators kicking around. better not having any. That's about it. A reference to the sort of investment on the farm. I bought a few more extra cows because I did run out of manure and slurry halfway through spreading, so I'd say almost halfway through spreading for most of the fields, and I just know we're going to need more cows. And they're still not producing any milk yet, but what I'll do, as I've got the tab over to this tractor down here, what do we need? We need some straw, sugar beets, seeds, TMR as I'm there. Might as well fill it up with some TMR. Don't need to fill it all the way up, just need to put some in it. That should do it for now. Sorry, no streams last couple of weeks. Again, I've been sort of like not being able to get near the computer. I've been helping out my dad, working, all that really good stuff that kind of gets in the way. As you can see, I've been driving back and forth up on there. Look, I had the crop description on. I don't know. Would real farmers drive through the field full of cattle? I don't think they would. I think they would obviously have it segregated by a fence or something. And then, obviously, when they knew that it was going to be sort of like this time of year when they're going to work in the fields near that plot, or near that actual field where the cows are in, they'd get all the cows into the cordon off field away from where the tractors are going to come back and forth, and then they'd just obviously do the work they needed, and then once it's done they then let the cows back out into the other field. I know they do move them around. Watching Farmers P's videos and vlogs, he's been moving his cows very slowly from one set of fields closer and closer to the stable, getting them, well, I say the barn, ready for the winter. And same with his sheep. Go. See, look, no more space at wall point, and I've deducted. But it's, look, if I go down, see, there's nothing there. None of the sheep have got any wool there at all. I don't know what that's all about. I think it's because I don't think Oxygen Dave has updated this map in order to work properly with seasons. Yeah, although it used to work with the old seasons on 17, that's obviously probably just totally different script. So I don't think it's really seasons ready for seasons 19. That's my personal opinion. I could be wrong. I've actually got a pallet that needs to go down to the wall storage point. Just noticed that as well. That's right, it's just because I was Probably turn at the same time as indicating it cancels itself out. Why am I doing this when I just need to... idiot Kev. Right. So it seems a bit rinse and repeat, like I say. Let's see how that other tractor's getting on. That's almost out. We'll see if this new update works with that. If it does, then I may no longer need the manure sell point. I'll have to do some more testing. So they need more straw as well. Other mods I've updated are the work RPM mod. That's not on the main hub. I've had to download that. You'll also find that in the mod file hub, which I've got, or Dropbox. So done total mixed ration, chaff, silage. Could do some. They could probably do some silage. I'll grab that last straw. That should do them. I'll do that second last actually, because I can top up, if I get enough grass in there, I can top both the cows and the sheep up with the same trailer. For you guys, the guys that have been sort of like speaking, like Mad, a couple other people on the last live streams I did, say, you know, you actually enjoy this side of the thing. It's although it does, I call it rinse and repeat, it is real farming in a sense. It's what farmers would do on a daily basis. I don't think a farmer would probably vlog about it every day, but they'd probably include one vlog. Where am I going? The wrong way. Do one vlog about it. Because I think, again, like I said, I think it'd get a bit too rinse and repeat. Unless they had new content to sort of share with you guys and girls, so like for you guys that do watch those sort of things, they're talking about something else or whatever, which in a sense I'm doing. I've always got something else to talk about, or try and find something else to talk about. I see that there's already sort of like stuff floating around with reference to, is it FS 2021 or 22, whatever it is. I think it's 22. And what Giants should put in there, and my thoughts are always going to be the same. I think their endeavour to bring in extra stuff that they can pinch from mods that are stable and run quite well the game. But they're going to be limited in what they can do with aspects to the consoles. And I think that's, don't get me wrong, I think consoles should have the game. Obviously, because not everyone can has the space. Why aren't you doing? There we go. Tipping. Not everyone has the space to have a PC or have the funds to buy a PC. Although I still think, as a PC master race man, PCs are better value in the long run if you buy right. If you buy wrong, then yeah, you've just wasted a lot of money. Say, I made that mistake with my, I wouldn't say it was my first PC, because my brother's PC was my first PC. I got his old PC. Or did I? No, I might have got his PC after my PC. Yeah, it was. I actually bought my own first PC. Initially first, which was, I bought it, it wasn't a bad setup, it just wasn't a great one. because again, I went in sort of like with some advice from my brother, knowing what to look out for and what to do. But I bought one from Curry's PC World. I spent what? It was about £900, £990, I think, near enough, just under £1,000 on it. And it wasn't a bad PC, it just wasn't a great one. And I think in the end, what happened to that in the end? I think that eventually, I think all the hard drive corrupted on it. And my brother just went, look, rather than me mess around and try and recover everything and get it all working again, just have my old PC. He says it's a slightly better spec than the one you've got anyway, and it does work. So I had ended up with his. And then I kept that for a while. Then I just, with my brother, I don't know why I'm coming up here. I'm going to need... I did this all wrong. Once obviously that got too old to play on anything on, I went down the route of buying the parts to build the PC which I'm using at the moment. I've had this 5-10 years now. Must be definitely plus 5 years now I've had this PC. And okay, I updated the graphics card on it, but that's all I've really done to it. I'd like to do more, like you guys and girls know. I'd like to upgrade the motherboard and the CPU on it. Love to do that. Money. That's the problem. I'll be spending at least straw... lime, no. Rock salt, no. See, look, we've still got snow, and that looks... Is that same as we had it? I believe. Looks about the same. I don't think it's melted. I need grass, or was it? Let's come out there quickly. They need straw. TMR's done. Hay silage is good. Grass. How about the sheeps? See, they're all good for grass as well, so I might just leave that. I'll top it up anyway. As I'm here. Won't need much. That's probably going to do it, to be fair. I think with Seasons 19, mind you, I think it was quite, it was kind of incorporated in 17 as well. I think they're trying to simulate, now this is my thoughts for what they're worth, they're trying to simulate, obviously the cows coming into the barn, because they eat more of the stuff when it's through winter. Through winter they eat a hell of a lot more. Than they do for some spring and summer and autumn. They don't tend to eat as much. They drink a lot more, but they don't eat much from your actual barn. And I think what they're trying to simulate is the fact that they'd probably just come out and eat mainly grass off the field and not... Oops. Cows have been behaved for a change. Normally they always get in the way. Maybe they've learned. They've gone there, we'll stay out of his way. He tries and runs us over most of the time. How's that? Talking of tractors driving around, let's see how that other tractor's doing. It's almost needing to be filled up again. So I'm going to watch this in interest to see if this actually works, if I fixed it. Let's just quickly jump back over here and let's just close that gate, stop them running out and escaping. I'll turn their water bowser thing on. That'll top up the water they need. Let's go back over to that tractor. Right, so it's going to drive along here. Seems like deja vu this, but I'm not driving. It's weird how, notice how the what I call the native grass has grown already compared to my grass that I planted. Now I cut that grass just before autumn last year, or late autumn I cut that, and it's still not grown back yet. It's not even growing, I don't think. I think it still says harvested state, which is weird. It's a weird situation. Grass is grass, it grows when it grows. I can't understand why that grows slower than wild grass. Climbing up the hill. This little fence still works quite hard for what it is, really. Poor little thing. But it's got to earn its keep. And again, it's, if a tractor just sits around looking pretty, it becomes a useless tractor. That's my personal thoughts for what they're worth. It's coming down here. I'd say here could be a shitty. That's definitely heat. Turns in here. Yeah, I did actually, I admit, I did set the Calls Plays wage payment to 0 when I did the update. I know, it's a bit cheaty, but nah, it didn't do it. See, it tried to, but it didn't. At least with the other seeder, it did actually open the gates as it went through, but it did open the tops up, but it didn't actually fill it. Which is a pain. It is a bit of a pain, really. But what can you do? Hope I didn't drive too close to that. That's filling up. Oh, I did drive too close to that. That's going to need to be re-recorded. Well, at least if push comes to shove and I do start running out of money, I shouldn't do, but if I do start running out of money, we've got what last year's harvest to fall back on if we start running out of money. Shouldn't do, because I've got all the solar panels, and maybe with those beehives, the small beehives, if the teachers want them there. If not, I might have to think of somewhere else I can put them. Don't know if I've added them. I thought I did. Maybe I did, or maybe I didn't. Hang on, let's have a look. I've got the big beehives here. Beehives. I don't think I added the small ones. I've got those. Again, you need a bit of flat land for them. No, I've got the big beehive, but I might get the small ones. You know the ones I mean, the little small bot ones on there on the hub. I have downloaded them. I just don't think I've added them to the list yet. So, well, it was worth a try. And at least we have got the seed and the fertiliser from when we're actually playing multiplayer. We don't need to buy any. We can just drive up to the main bit and just tip them out. Don't know if I'd leave this tractor here or not. When was the forecast again? So today, Monday. See, I'm guessing that's going to be air temperature, not ground temperature. So it doesn't start getting till sort of like 20 degrees, 18, 20 degrees, roughly till then. And obviously the ground's going to take a while for it to warm up, because you can see at the moment we're sitting at 13, but it's still quite moist, as you can see. We've had like days and days of rain. Just days and days of rain just after the snow. And it's just like, well, why need to hydrate the ground for any time soon? I'll hold off planting the soybeans then. I'll leave that field for now. Those fields up for the soybeans, and I can plant canola over in 19. Is that what I had over here before? What did I have? Oat over here before. Now, what could I plant over here? Yeah, I might just leave these both for soybeans, this one and this one. Just to keep things a bit more simple, rather than having lots and lots of fields, different fields, growing different things. Try and uniform it all into one sort of like type. Right. One other thing I noticed as well, if I go and run all the way over there, whoop, I've got a funny feeling weeds are going to start growing here. I'm not 100% sure, but I've just got a funny feeling, because I know I sprayed this field up here before I cultivated it. This field, not this field, but this field. before I cultivated it, and there is weeds growing on it here. And I don't know if that's because I cultivated it or what. So I've got a funny feeling all the spraying I did preemptive counts for nothing. I think you have to spray it once you planted. I could be wrong. I'm gonna see once some of this weed starts appearing over on these fields over here. Then I know I'm wrong, and that you do have to spray it after you've seeded it. But anyway, I've waffled on long enough. What was I? I'm going to take the tractor back. I'm going to take this tractor to the sheeps, and I'll call it a day at that. I hope you guys and girls enjoyed the episode. If you did, please feel free to like. I'm looking for, again, I've tweaked my goal down. I'm looking for at least 5 likes. There's my set goal for a like goal. So if you did like this, please don't forget to like. If you didn't like this for any reason at all, please feel free to dislike. Leave comments either way down below, just so then I can improve in the future and know what I'm doing, and know what your thoughts are. If you know anyone else that may also enjoy watching this, guys and girls, please feel free to share. It helps me out a lot, and I don't mind you sharing. And if you're new to my channel and see future episodes of this or anything else I'm working on, please don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell, so then you're aware as soon as I upload a new video. I'll see you in the next one. TTFN.